Not only does Rashee Rice look 100%, and I've got video footage on my Instagram if you want to check it out after the show, where this guy's out there doing work, putting in work, showing he's still rehabbing, which is a fantastic thing for any player going through anything because that keeps you healthy. But this man's out there putting in the work. And I'll tell you right now, there's not a player I'm maybe more excited about from a revenge tour perspective than Rashee Rice. I'm very excited about Mahomes' revenge tour in a way. We've got the Rashee Rice revenge tour. We got a few other players that are, Breece Hall's even in a revenge tour status. We've got the revenge tour board right here, ladies and gentlemen. Check it out. Even Sanders is on this tour board. That show. The Rashee Rice Revenge Tour show begins right now. File on in.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
Live whenever news breaks. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to pull it up one more time and just show you the footage of this guy out there putting in work and 100%. Just he's hitting the weights. He's all of his cutting and rehab looks phenomenal. He's out there looking 100%. This guy might return right to the top 5 wide receivers immediately, and that's where he was looking. That's where he was looking to finish if the season played out. I know we have a very short sample of games. We look at like a 3-game span, and Rashee Rice was just on a tear, looking like a phenom out there, just smashing like crazy. Rice is going to be the underneath guy, the safety blanket mechanism for Patrick Mahomes, who I believe will have a 40-plus touchdown season in 2025, just like he would have last year if Rice and Hollywood Brown had not gone down. Everybody that acts like Mahomes is no longer this quarterback. He's been a top 4 quarterback more than he has not. 1 season, 2 seasons, 3 seasons, 4 seasons where he was 4 or higher, 2 of which he was 1. Only 3 years has he not been a top 4 quarterback. And had he not lost Rice and Hollywood, this would have been the same thing as this right here. A blurb. Number 8, number 7, he would have finished in the top 5. And when Rice went down, everybody got their panties in a bunch. Mahomes still figured it out. The Chiefs still figured it out. But Andy Reid's told you. He's blatantly, flat out told you, we're going to throw the ball down the field in 2025. They brought in Rashad Smith, who's one of the better pass-catching backs in the draft class, converted wide receiver, who successfully converted, by the way. This is not somebody that's a project. He successfully converted to an RB. But he was a phenomenal pass catcher. You've got Jalen Royals, if anything goes wrong. You still got Hollywood Brown and Rashee Rice and Worthy and Kelsey. This is the best pass-catching room arguably in the league, but at least top 4. You could say T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. You could say a handful. You could say Travis Hunter, BTJ. You could say A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. You could say CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. I could go on and on. There are tons of amazing wide receiver rooms, but this is easily in the conversation of the top 4. And Rashee Rice, while you might want to say, the off-the-field stuff mixed with the coming back from an injury, this was not an ACL in the middle of the knee. This is an exterior knee injury that he's clearly 100% recovered from, and the legal stuff is likely pushed to 2026. This guy was on pace to be a top 5 wide receiver. Yes, a small sample size, but coming off an amazing rookie year, this guy is it. He is Patrick Mahomes' safety blanket, and there is a chance that he or Garrett Wilson, 2 of our very favorite wide receivers that you could get a little bit later. And dare I say that, yeah, best ball, you're probably looking at second round value locked in for Rashee Rice. You got to spend a second rounder on him. And those of you that are swinging back into the mix and you're like, whoa, what did Smitty just say? Rashee Rice is a second rounder? Yeah, you've been gone a while, pal. All of you magazine drafters out there, we still welcome you back. But yeah, Rashee Rice has been busy climbing ADP while you've been sitting there drinking your cervezas and waiting to jump into the mix. We're here doing work. And I'm here to tell you, while you're in a coma, Rashee Rice climbed into round number 2 in best ball underdog fantasy. But dare I say, he's not going to be that high in grandma leagues, in your work league, in your Aunt Edna's league. Aunt Edna doesn't know. Rice will be in the 3rd round. Garrett Wilson and Rice are the best 3rd round wide receivers in fantasy football, period. MHJ's nearly right there. JSN's nearly right there. But if you need a wide receiver 1 in a robust RB wide receiver strategy, you're looking at a top 5 guy disguised as a 3rd round pick. Now, again, underdog might be slightly different, and we'll draft probably tonight. There's a chance I don't come back for the graveyard show just because I've been going crazy all day, but I think I will. And if I do, we'll draft. And you guys need to click this link. Sign up on Underdog. It's a $10 minimum if you want to draft tonight, that is. Click the link. The link will insert code Smitty for you. Underdog will match using code Smitty or the link which inserts code Smitty for you. The link's in the description as well if you're watching a replay. It's pinned in the live chat as well, or it will be right now. This code will get you 50% match all the way up to $1,000. But as we go into the draft tonight, we'll probably see him in the 2nd round. That's par for the course. But Garrett Wilson's still lingering in the 3rd round. MHJ, JSN, we talked about all those guys being potential number 1 wide receivers in fantasy from round 3. For those of you that love to crush RB wide receiver. For those of you that love robust RB. And damn straight you should. Bijan and Bucky, Achane and Jameer. Like these are cream of the crop running back starting points, and Rice, MHJ, Garrett Wilson, JSN are there for the taking for you to still crush the wide receiver. Now, I know we've talked a lot about Rice, so I don't mean to beat a dead horse on this particular topic, but because this new footage has dropped, because I want to show you again what this man's doing out on the field and how amazing he looks and how 100% he is. This is important because this will be being passed around, and your cost of entry might get higher in the grandma scenarios where he's going in round 3 or mid 3 even, sometimes late third round. I had one guy tell me in his little Yahoo league he got him in the 4th round. I don't know that I believe that because it sounds like a fairy tale. It sounds like a Spider-Verse I've never been to. But Rashee Rice in round 4, apparently you can maybe flirt with those kind of weird, scenarios in your league. But Rashee Rice probably going to be locked and loaded top of round 3 to mid round 3 in grandma leagues. He'll be an underdog fantasy staple in round 2. The question is, what kind of numbers is this guy going to produce in 2025? If we take his 2020, let's pull up his game log from last season before the injury, and let's put it on screen and extrapolate the data out a little bit and just get a feel for what his pace looked like walking out of 2024 before the injury. So in his 3 played games, rushing, he had 1 carry for 1 yard. We won't include that. I'll just pull over the receiving numbers. So this was his receiving line coming out of last year before the injury. His 3 played games as follows. So let me put those right there. So you're talking about 12 receptions in in his first game, 5 receptions, 7 receptions. You're talking about 110 yards, 75 yards, 103. You're talking about 1 TD, 1 TD, 0 TDs. So if we take his receptions, 12, 5, and 7, add those up and divide that by 3, we get an 8 times 17. That is 136 receptions. Not saying that this is exact science, but it kind of is. When you're dealing with a Rashee Rice call, it might be science. It might be exactly what happens.
Let's go, mashed potatoes!
Yeah, buddy.
All right, where were we? 136 receptions for the young man. I'm not saying that this is going to be the number. I'm just saying this is what extrapolation data is telling us. And then we'll go back to his rookie year too and look at some stuff. But 103 plus 75 plus 110 is 288. Divide that by 3. Multiply that 96 yards per game times 17, and you get a 1632.
Let him cook.
careful with the shoulder there. That wasn't in fast motion. That was real time speed. Two touchdowns divided by 3 gives us 0.666 times the 17, which would be 11.3. So 11 TDs, 11 touchdowns. Why can't I fit any of this? Let's see. 136. Let me write it right here. 136. 1632 and 11 touchdowns. That is crazy. Again, 3 games, but he looked that amazing. That's how he looked. Multiply that times 6, which is 68 points, plus 163 for the yardage, plus 136 for the PPR points. What does that put him at? If you took this data, extrapolated across the season, and you look at the wide receivers for 2024, the leaders, the 2024 stat leaders, we have Jamar Chase at 403. This is 367. You know who was number 2? Amon-Ra St. Brown and JJ that were really neck and neck at that 316 points, meaning that Rice, if he did extrapolate out to this would be wide receiver 2 on the season in 2024. Now, again, not exact science, but it feels pretty damn close.
Let him cook.
We told you that this was coming, and then he got injured. So at the end of the day, our story didn't get to be completely narrated, but it's going to be repeated, rinsed and repeated this year. And if I had to guess a number, let's take this extrapolation. Again, wide receiver 2 on the year, had he performed like that all year. Let's dumb this down to 115 receptions. This is what I believe he'll do. Let's write it like this. Receptions. Let's dumb this 1632 down to 1495 yards wise. And I think while we're losing data here, 11 touchdowns doesn't feel right. I'm going to say 13 to 14 touchdowns so we get some of those points back. So at the end of the day, if we're extrapolating, let's call it 13. Let's just call it 13 TDs. 13 times 6 is 78 plus 149 for the yardage, 0.5, plus the 115. That puts him at 342. He's still wide receiver number 2 on the year.
Let him cook.
I mean, come on. This is wide receiver. This is wide receiver 2, no matter which way you look at it. If you use last year's extrapolated data or the projection that I have, this is what I have. So let's not use that extrapolated data. Let's use my projection. This is 342.5 points, which would be wide receiver 2 in 2024 scoring. Smitty, how is Debo not on the revenge tour? Yeah, he also needs to be on there. We talk about him constantly. We have talked about him. He is on it. We just haven't had it yet.
Revenge tour, revenge tour.
We'll put him officially.
Revenge tour.
He is. We talk about him all the time. We just haven't officially added him. So he's on there now. The good catch that we hadn't put him up yet. Yeah, there we go. So anyway, back to Rice. This is crazy, man. I truly believe this is one of the biggest steals in fantasy. One of the biggest deals.
He's on a shuttle to Mars.
We moved him to the Mars.
Man.
The Saturn Men.
One small step for man, one giant leap for Saturn.
Space to Saturn.
This is one of the biggest steals in fantasy football 2025. Even as a late second round pick, he still might be a steal. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a player that if you had to kind of, slot on here and say, look, we love London too. We love London. But you put Rice, even in this second round, the data that I just cranked out would put him like right here, at 2-3 overall. I'm not saying you expect that, but my projection has him here. His draft ADP on Underdog is here, and Grandma Leagues, it's here. It's a league winner. It's a league winner. Phone lines are open. Dial in.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
The other thing that you got to look at is that Mahomes is going to throw for way more yards and touchdowns than are even required for him to consume what I just projected, even though people will pretend that that's not the case. I don't care what anybody else says. I'm telling you that Mahomes is going to have a 4,000, 4,500 yard, maybe 4,800 yard season. And his touchdown numbers will be 35 to 40 touchdowns minimum if he disappoints me. For those that didn't see earlier, Garrett Wilson signed a 4-year, $130 million extension, $90 million guaranteed. Certainly going to mess with McLaurin's contract situation. Not great, really. Also, this kind of affects Jennings' potential request for an extension. This kind of affects a lot of things, right? But $90 million guaranteed is the important number because that's what all these other contracts are really probably hung up on. That $90 million guaranteed. That's crazy. It's a big number. It's a real big number. This is a huge piece of news. And then we have the Judkins news. A new report dropped earlier this morning. We went live on it. You can go watch a full, hour show on it. But the report, some of the details of the report came out that show in pictures, or they don't show us the pictures, but they speak of the pictures of bruising with a closed fist punch to the mouth and the lip area and some bruising. This is what the photos show anyway. And the alleged report was that there was a closed fist strike. Also some strikes to the thigh and to the shoulder, and some bruising and photos that were reportedly provided by the victim, the alleged victim. Again, all this is alleged. None of it is obviously concrete yet, but it's all trending in a very bad direction. And Judkins is also not signed on his rookie deal yet. So this is bad. The Browns could maybe even elect not to sign him. So for anybody that thinks that he's just going to skate on this, the Browns have no commitment to him right now. So Judkins, there's a world where he doesn't end up playing football in 2025. I would say that we're one more piece of news of that going in either direction. As of right now, I'd say it's very 50-50 that he plays football, at least in week one, let's say. Let's not define it long term yet. And in week one, there's a 50-50 chance. But one more piece of news, or as simple as his side of the story not being defended, and then we're kind of understanding that that's really what happened, and he's even acknowledging that, then we're probably looking at this thing shoving into a 60-70% likelihood that he doesn't hit the field in week one. So hang tight, more on that one. Phone lines are open. Let's discuss Rashee Rice, Judkins, Garrett Wilson, and then also Jauan Jennings, who will be requesting a trade. Where's my Jennings? Here's the mugshot of Judkins. My other graphic for, I think Jauan is right here. Jauan Jennings, is this it? No, here it is. So Jauan Jennings is basically saying that the Niners have a week to give him a bump in pay, or he's going to request a trade. Now, will the Niners bite? The thing about Jennings is that he didn't even finish top 25 in receptions. He didn't finish top 25 in yards. He didn't finish top 25 in touchdowns. And he went into the coach's office and said, give me a raise this time last offseason. And the team said, okay. The team said, what do you want? He said, this is what I want. They said, let's agree on this. they gave him an extension. Jennings got an extension last offseason, and now he's complaining and wants more money. And I got to tell you, this is not a good look for Jauan. And I got to tell you that the Niners would be stupid to bow down to his request because it sets a horrible precedent. They just paid him. You can't go into your coach's office on a yearly basis after you've signed an extension and say, give me more money. This would be setting a terrible precedent. He does not deserve more money. He got paid in advance a $15 million extension last offseason to do what he did last year. And good on him that he delivered. But that doesn't mean he gets to walk into his coach's office and say, give me more money. So I hope that the Niners play this smart. I don't think Jauan deserves to get another bag. And I think that he has no leg to stand on. What's he going to do? Hold out and get fined tremendous amounts of money that he's not getting paid? I don't think so. So the Niners better call his bluff. But the Niners are a little bit in trouble with this because they got a lot of continuity, issues that they got to iron out walking into this season with the new wide receiver room and jostled around wide receiver room and Brandon Ayuk likely starting on the PUP. So Jennings, Judkins, Rashee Rice, Garrett Wilson, dial into the show. We've got it all here for you. Would love to talk about all of this and more. The Fantasy Football Show phone lines are open. The Addict.shop phone lines are open. There you go.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Rice is going to the moon. Rice is going to the moon. My projections, 115, 1495, and 13 to 14 touchdowns. That is a score of a fantasy football point total of 342.5, which would put him at wide receiver number 2 overall. That is crazy. Off of last year's numbers, wide receiver 2 overall. Now, am I right on these projections? Who knows? I think they look pretty good to me. Does anybody disagree with these projections? Speak up. Okay, not gonna lie, Debo getting paid, Ayuk get paid, and Purdy, I outperformed both $100 million wide receiver. I'd be pissed too, says Mr. Well, bro, I mean, I get it, but everybody doesn't just get paid because other people got paid. Jauan Jennings didn't do anything. Why does Jennings deserve to be paid like Brandon Ayuk $30 million a year, even though Brandon Ayuk's not worth it either? But why does Jennings get it? Jennings didn't even crack the top 25 in any category. A major category, receptions, yards, or touchdowns. He was outside the top 25 in all three. He was actually outside the top 25 also in yards per catch. I think he was 100th in the league. He wasn't even in the top 100 in yards per catch, bro. Jennings doesn't deserve nothing. Jennings got $15 million. He should be happy with that extension that he got last offseason. And if he goes and balls out, well, he'll get more money. Yeah, paying Jennings would be a huge mistake. Daniel doesn't own any Rashee Rice. Clearly evident by his 8 to 9 TDs is more realistic. Sorry, Daniel. Daniel, draft some Rashee Rice, come back, and you'll be acting like 13 to 14 is right. Just go draft some more Rashee Rice. You know how you can do that? Underdog Fantasy promo code Smitty. Link in the description, link in the live chat pin. Will be drafted tonight. Daniel, that'll cure your anti-Rashee Rice predictions. Your 9 or 8 touchdowns will turn to 13 or 14. Might even turn higher. All you got to do is own Rice. Yeah, laughable that he wants more money, bro. It's crazy. If I had to like rank wide receivers too, let's go to the Wild West board here.
Well, I'm your Huckleberry.
Let's take these guys off. We'll, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119, 1 Wide receiver number 1, obviously it's Jamar Chase. Wide receiver number 2, obviously going to be a conversation between Lamb Chops and JJ. We'll put JJ up here to be wide receiver 2, tied with CD Lamb. I kind of like Lamb more than Lamb Chops. I'm sorry, than Jefferson this year. Lamb Chops over Jefferson, but pretty close for me. Let's see here. All right. Next up for me. God, I want Neighbors here, but am I crazy for wanting to make this a near 3-way tie? Say this is a 3-way tie between London, Neighbors, and Rashee Rice. we're getting crazy up in here, but I don't think we're out of pocket at all. I think this is certainly possible. So Chase, I'm making sure I'm not leaving anybody out because I'm spitballing this. JJ Lamb, we got Puka still to be injected here. Nico, Amon-Ra, BTJ. Zach, don't act shocked because BTJ is in the mix with Neighbors, London, and Rice. Just stop, bro. You and your cookie cutter rankings, bro. All right, let's see. From this point, we're gonna go with BT Puka. Let's go. This is in no particular order yet. I'm just going to put the cards on the table here. Nico, Puka. Where's my Puka card? Where are you, Puka? There he is. Nico, Puka, Amon-Ra, St. Brown. Where's my St. Brown card? There he is. And then BTJ.
Well, I'm your Huckleberry.
So we got BTJ. Where's BTJ at? Okay, so we got to rank these guys. They're not ranked yet. BTJ, Puka, Nico, Amon-Ra. I know. I love some of you. You're out of your mind because I don't have your player ranked. It's insane. It's insane. Do you hear yourself? You sound ridiculous. Like, oh my God, you have BTJ ahead of Neighbors in London and Rice? Are you crazy? He just got handed Travis Hunter. Like, there's a world where BTJ is in this next group. I'm going to say this next group is probably going to rank like this for me. Puka Nacua, big injury risk to me. Devontae Adams also is going to take a lot. Puka Nacua still has yet to score 10 total touchdowns on his 28 games played. He's not a touchdown guy. So I think it probably goes something along the lines of this, which means Puka Nacua, yes, he is in this tier. This is tier 1. I'll rank them like this, actually, so that they're actually in order. So this would be tier 1, JJ Lamb, Chase. Tier 2 would be London, Neighbors, London, Rice. This is kind of like a mini tier break. I wouldn't even say it's like a whole nother tier, but I would rank them like this in this tier. Puka last. Oh, Puka last. Did he say Puka last? Oh, he said Puka last. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Oh, Smitty doesn't know. He doesn't know ball. Smitty doesn't know ball because he has Puka below Nico, St. Brown, and BTJ. And he doesn't know ball because he's got BTJ below Rice, London, and Neighbors. It's so crazy because it doesn't fit my narrative. Oh, I'm such a baby. Nap God, don't embarrass yourself, bro. London, not even top 10. That's embarrassing, bro. That's embarrassing. I'm embarrassed. You know when someone does something, you're embarrassed, and they did it? I'm embarrassed. Why am I embarrassed right now? Bro, Lap God, that's embarrassing, bro. This is embarrassing. Okay, this is how I'd probably rank it. I have Rice in my top 6. I have Rashee Rice in my top 6. Do I think you should draft? And this is running backs right here. Ignore that. Do I think you should draft like this? No. What do I look like? Let me fix this to wide receivers. Some of you get so angry over things like that. Smitty, how could you have all these studs in a different order than I have them? I have Rice top 6. Hell yeah. Again, take advantage of the third round value that is Rice. Take full advantage of it. All right, let's get back to ranking it in a way that I think makes a little bit more sense for the eyeballs, because I think people are a little confused as of these tiers and stacks. Let's do it like that. I'm going to go down the board like this, and this is how I see it. This is how I see it. Smitty, but my player's not high enough. This guy doesn't know what he's doing. It's not the same order that I would have it. I don't understand how he has an elite player like Neighbors ahead of an elite player like BTJ. I can't believe he has Drake London, an elite player ahead of a guy. All right, let me hit these super chats. I'm sorry, guys, about the wait on the super chats. This one's, how do you feel about Jauan Jennings in Dynasty? He's okay. Jonathan, you still here? Appreciate you. He's okay. I'm not excited, especially with the situation going on right now. I like him. He's the number 1 in San Francisco, but that could change with some sort of weird holdout. You're always on the grind today. Always appreciate the content. Thank you, Freezy. Freezy, you still here? Freezy, my boy, appreciate you. Thank you for dropping the super chat. We got BBQ with the super chat right here. Read the police report. It's bad. Signing him would be an epic disaster. No team should touch him. Clearly, he needs to work on himself, not football, says BBQ. BBQ is not looking like he is in favor of a signing there by the Browns, who have yet to sign Judkins to a deal. It's, by the way, if that's the case, if Judkins doesn't get signed to a contract, you know who's going to cook? Dylan Sampson.
Let him cook.
Bijan and McBride, or Caleb, you still here? Appreciate you, Caleb. Bijan, thank you, Freezy. Appreciate you. Bijan McBride or Puka Genti. Give me Bijan McBride in Dynasty. Bijan's my number 1 overall. I love Genti, but I like McBride a ton. And Puka, I don't want in Dynasty. I'm trying to trade him at every turn. Thank you, my boy. Appreciate you. This one from Daniel. Daniel, appreciate you. What wide receiver spot is A.J. Brown? Probably in the next tier. I mean, he's definitely in the next tier, but I worry about injury with him and his knees. His knees are constantly getting cleanup work. I would not be surprised if we had some random or barely told about it last second, but he's healthy. He healed from it already, but he had a cleanup surgery. He's always having cleanup surgeries with his knees. You start cutting on those meniscus and everything starts to deteriorate. It's like going into your brake pads and like slicing off little pieces of the corners and expecting your brake pads to be good 5 years from now. But I still think you have to rank them in this, next group of wide receivers for sure. But this is how I see, whether anybody agrees with it or not. I don't care. I don't care if it doesn't jive with people's agenda. Oh my God, but I own these guys. Like, you understand, whenever you get someone that gets in here, starts getting in their feelings, They own the player. They're so mad about it. They don't like seeing their player ranked low. How much does Rice affect Mahomes' fantasy output? A lot. From where he was last year to a top 1 to 5 quarterback, Brandon, he's going to have 4,500, maybe 4,800 passing yards and 40 plus touchdowns, 35 if he's disappointing me, and 35 TDs and 4,000 yards. Let's say 4,000 yards and 40. Let's see, 4,000 yards and 35 TDs, and he disappoints me. That's still more than enough to feed Rice the projections I gave him. But if Mahomes throws for 40 touchdowns, not even 50, because he's done that, he's thrown for 50 touchdowns. If Mahomes throws for 40 and he throws for 4,500 yards, he's feeding everybody. Everybody eats, Brandon. Everybody. But Rice is making Mahomes one of the biggest steals in fantasy. Rice is one of the biggest steals in fantasy in this third round, especially if you're drafting with grandmas in a grandma league. And Mahomes in that territory, it kind of varies. In grandma leagues, he might go around 5 or 6. In underdog best ball drafts, he's going right here between 7 and 8, bro. You're getting Mahomes in 7 like clockwork on underdog. You're getting him in 5 or 6 in grandma leagues, probably 5. So in a grandma setting, 3 and 6, and then in underdog, it's kind of the reverse, right? It's a pro and a con. In grandma leagues, you have to take Mahomes a little earlier, in 6 probably, maybe sometimes late 5, but 6, but you get Rice in round 3. In underdog, you got to pay the price for Rice in round 2, but you get Mahomes in 7 or 8. So at the end of the day, it's kind of a wash. But these are two of the best values in fantasy, period. These two guys, especially cuffed together, and I don't mind cuffing and redraft if it's the right kind of offense. This is going to win leagues. This combo is going to win leagues. Absolutely win leagues.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
I had to restart the phone line. I apologize. I don't even know if anybody was trying to get in there. Sometimes I don't know that it's not working until I'm not getting enough call. If I'm not getting any calls for a long period of time, then I realize, okay, the phone line needs to be restarted. So my bad on that. Dial in if you got any questions. Garrett Wilson related, Jauan Jennings related, Judkins related, Rashee Rice related. All these topics are in play tonight. I'll of course help you with your other stuff, but please dial in and try and have something related to these news topics that we got on our screen, especially if you can come up with something Rice related. How much is Rice? Oh, I answered that one already. Rice effect. And then any celebratory messages I will get to here in 1 second. Appreciate you all being in the building. Thank you, BBQ, for your super chat. Thank you to Jonathan for your super chat. Freezy, you're the man. Caleb, appreciate you. Daniel and Brendan, appreciate your super chats as well. Let me see if I have any celebratory questions at all, and I will see if I do. I don't right now. Steven, you're live. What can you do for it, Steve?
Hey, what's up, Smitty?
What's up?
I agree with your values and everything. Rashee Rice, Patrick Mahomes, upside, and they'll win leagues. But I think you're failing. At least I see you're failing to see the biggest upside. If it works out, and he's got a full year behind him with Justin Jefferson and Addison, and he has T.J. Hawkinson now. J.J. McCarthy, where you're drafting him, is the biggest value of the year. If he plays all 14 games,
Does you? I don't think I'm failing anything, but I appreciate you looking out for me.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm saying you're missing out on J.J. McCarthy too. J.J. McCarthy will win is the biggest upside of the year, where you get 12th round and that offense behind O'Connell. I'm telling you right now, Smitty, if J.J. McCarthy performs this year, what is that going to look to?
If he performs, what's that going to look to?
It's just a question.
What's going to look like? I don't understand what you're asking. If J.J. McCarthy performs, what's it going to what?
Like, what for where he is being drafted, where do you think, is that the value of the year?
Let me pose the same question to you. If I had a tail, could I get bigger super chats, do you think? I mean, I don't know, bro. JJ McCarthy, it's like you call in and you're like, hey, you're missing the greatest value of all. And that's, I don't know. I'm trying to even think of some example. Sam Darnold. over in Seattle. Like, if Sam Darnold ends up being the steal of the year, or Sam Darnold ends up being a top 8 quarterback, is that the steal of the year? I mean, the answer is maybe. But, like, so what you're asking me, if JJ McCarthy from round 12, 11, 13 ends up being a top 7 quarterback, is that one of the biggest steals of the year? I guess my answer is okay. But it's like, do I have a tail? The likelihood of me growing a tail overnight is, in my opinion, the same likelihood that that's the player we're all, in hindsight, regretting not drafting.
Oh, okay. Well,
That's just my take.
Responding. I mean, you're not responding. Like, what are you not seeing with JJ McCarthy? Just because you haven't seen him play yet? Is that the issue?
Bro, you sound so biased right now. You have no clue. Like, what is it? I don't understand how you don't see what I see. Bro, we just see it different. I mean, what do you want me to tell you? He hasn't done anything. What, like, the crazy part is you want an answer from me, and the crazy part is there is no answer. We haven't seen him play, bro. He was injured his whole rookie year. He hasn't done a single thing yet. And in college, he was a system quarterback. He was a system quarterback in college. Okay, but you're asking me. You asked me a blatant question. What am I not seeing? Obviously nothing, because he hasn't done anything yet, bro. We haven't seen anything out of him at all. How am I supposed to see anything? Like, you could say I like him, Smitty. Like, look, your approach was all wrong. You could have called it and said, Smitty, I got a guy that I think, because you're acting like I'm by myself on an island here. And you've got the whole show audience behind you, and you're like, hold on, guys, I'll handle this one. We want to know why you don't think JJ McCarthy is going to be good. You could have called up and said, Smitty, let me merge this call. Hold on. He's got a lot of background noise with that. I don't know if you got your AC, Steven, like angled right at the phone, but it's really like loud. It's almost as if you think I'm missing something rather than you just trying to predict something that no one really knows what it's going to be, how it's going to look. And if you did predict it, it would be from something of a wow. That came out of nowhere because there weren't really a lot of signs of it. The only thing you have is that the offense has been successful making mediocre quarterbacks look really good. I've never once said JJ McCarthy is trash. I've never once said JJ McCarthy will bust. I just think JJ McCarthy is what he is. He's going to be a good quarterback. He's a smart kid. He's a very, very, very likable kid. And I think he could be a great leader, but he's very green, hasn't played yet, was protected in a bubble over in Michigan, was a very good system quarterback for that system, but brings nothing to the table at all that makes me think he could go throw 35 touchdown passes his first year out. You there, Steven, we got too much background noise, bro. I don't know what you got going on there, but it sounds like you're wrestling like an alligator while you're talking to him. Steven, your background noise.
It ain't me. I turned my air conditioner down.
Okay, then I don't know. The new caller at 970, just mute yourself if you could. All right, Steven, what else you got, bro?
All right, and are we just here to debate what you were talking about with all day today, or are we opening up to anything? Like, what do we?
Oh, whatever you want. Whatever you want. Go ahead. And you, bro, you could have different. Have a different opinion, by the way. I don't care. I never care.
I wasn't trying to insult you. Yeah, I guess I should have came at you.
Well, the first things out of your mouth is, Smitty, where you're failing. Yeah. Where you're failing is what were first words out of your mouth. And I'm just saying.
To say it where, why aren't you like bringing up JJ McCarthy as premium subscribers?
Look,
because I think JJ McCarthy is going to be a top 12 quarterback for where we're drafted in, right?
Well, maybe.
The signs are all there. Because Sam Darnold is trash, bro. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. Sam Darnold is trash.
The signs aren't. I wouldn't say the signs are all there, bro. I'd say that the environment is great. I would say as far as JJ McCarthy, you only have the environment. Your argument is that the environment's so good, no matter who they throw in there, they're going to get a top 12 quarterback. Bro, that can't be. You know that can't be true.
Yeah, I mean,
You
McCarthy
say
does
that.
have talent. We're not
You,
talking
but
like
you
he's just a-
you say that. I don't necessarily agree he's got top 12 quarterback talent in this league. I think he could. I'm
Well,
not ruling it out, but I haven't
Yeah, I
seen
mean,
it.
he is a Heisman
And-
Trophy winner.
and neither-
in a Division I school.
Look,
You know, so
it doesn't matter. He is a very, very system quarterback. He wasn't asked to do a whole lot. So you're asking him to come over and be a high production player when he's been
Yeah.
very good at game managing. No one's saying he didn't game manage very well. And like I said, he's a
No,
smart kid. But you can't just take any just because they've done well in Minnesota, cranking out good talent off of mediocre talent, doesn't mean you can just throw anyone in there, bro. You can't just do it's not. And answer me this: why have they been so cautious to anoint him the starter? They didn't even have another quarterback really on roster of note at all. And they even asked him in an interview, reporters, have you been told you're the starter? He's like, no, but that fuels me. I'm excited. And I like his attitude, but this team has been very careful not to anoint him the starter. And they continue to take that route. You know, it's a little wild that they haven't supported him a little more verbally in front of everybody. But anyway, go to the next topic.
all right. So, hey, you're all right. Bucky Irving, right? Dynamic running back. He lost Liam Cohen, right? These are just the negatives I find on Bucky Irving for where you drafted him. Because me personally, I'm taking Chase Brown there every time, and this is the reason why.
Chase Brown's in a different round. He's in a different round. They're not even in the same round.
About five, 6 picks more. That's it. The way I see it.
Okay, well,
You get Bucky Irving.
Go ahead.
You know, Bucky Irving is sliding more towards the beginning of the second round, but he was going in the second round, correct? And you could get Chase Brown around the turn there. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is you lost Liam Cohen.
Mm-hmm.
He's not, Rashad White's not dead. He's not dead. And he's not taking Rashad White out of the passing game.
Rashad White's not even the backup anymore. He's going to be a role player, and they're certainly going to. But Sean Tucker is going to be the backup to Bucky Irving. Like Sean Tucker,
No, Rashad White will be the hurry up back in the third down. Back.
He'll be the occasional third down back. Bucky Irving is the every down starter.
That's where I disagree.
Well, bro, you disagree with everything I think, obviously. But I don't know how you can disagree with Bucky Irving. Like, how is that the hill you want to die on?
Now he is a more dynamic back. He lost Liam Cohen. You just lost
Kristen
Morris on the pup list.
For maybe 1 to 4 games, 4 at the max.
The pup list, Smitty, the pup.
Bro, I don't think you're hearing me, and I don't think you're watching the show ever. Because first of all, we've already talked about this for a ton. I don't expect you to watch every show, but he's out for 1 to 4 games. He may not even miss one game. He could miss 4, but he might not miss all 4 games. He might miss just 1 game. So go back to
that's a big loss. What if he misses 4 games?
I understand that, but he's still got the rest of the season. Yeah. Not to mention, it's not like they're going to go out there without a person on the line, bro. They're still going to figure it out. They're still going to have somebody out there. And Bucky Irving is
like you say,
running back.
Everything's a cost of entry, right? Everything's a cost of entry. And Bucky Irving, where you're getting him with these little bit of things, I could be wrong. Very well, you may know, Mayor, what I do. But there are these little things there.
Okay, so you said Liam Cohen. You said Liam Cohen's gone. Okay, and it's going to be maybe 1 to 4 games where the offensive line's not completely where it needs to be. Those are the reasons you're running away from a player that didn't start until week number 13, a player that was number 1 in the league in yards after contact, number 4 in the league.
White caught 50 balls.
Bro, Rashad White is a non-factor. Are you really bringing up Rashad White? How many leagues do you own Rashad White in? You can't bring up Rashad White to try and tear down Bucky Irving. Are you out of your mind?
He's a third down back.
Bro, he's not the third down back. He's a spot duty player. No, he's not. Bucky Irving's every down back. What's wrong with you?
No, he's not. No, what's wrong with you? You're not going to get personal, dude.
Come on, bro. You're reaching here.
No. you could possibly be wrong.
Is this Ron?
Rashad White is the hurry up back. And the third
Bro,
down back.
you know Rashad White has already said he's not coming back to Tampa Bay. He's obviously got bad news. He's obviously been talked to by this staff. He says this is my final year. I'm not returning to Tampa Bay. And this staff has already said Bucky Irving was never the starter last year until late in the season. He's going to start finally being on the field. He's going to be on third downs. The fact that you think Bucky Irving's not the third down back is just head scratching to me. I'm not going to argue with you. This is like arguing with a wall about Bucky Irving and his third down role. I'm not going to continue to do it. What else you got? I appreciate you, bro. I'm not mad at you. It's just these takes are wild. And you know and the funny thing is that like it's almost like you're not handling the arguing back and forth extremely well because you're taking it personally. I don't care. I'm not mad at you. But it's like you came in to push back. You came in to push back on two major staples of the show, and you expect me not to hit you with the facts? Bucky is.
Well, I expect you not to yell.
This is my resting face. I yell all the time. Don't call the phone line if you don't want to yell. It's not like I'm mad at you at any point, bro. It's just the way I talk. It's my resting face.
Oh.
I'm not mad at you.
Okay. All right. Well, I apologize.
Is this Ron? You remind me of Ron right now. There are some early stages of Ron where Ron would call. Ron is hard to ruffle feathers on now. Like I could yell at Ron all day. Ron just.
But I'll make a bet with you. I'll make a bet with you right now.
I don't make bets with people on here because I'd have nothing but people trying to challenge everything I say. Every bold statement.
I'm just saying, all right, well, I'll make my bold statement then. Rashad White catches 50 balls, and I'll put $1,000 on it.
I don't know that Rashad White necessarily can't catch 50 balls.
You can argue with it.
No, hold on. That doesn't mean
that. Bucky Irving is not the 3-down back. Rashad White is there in his final contract. You are correct on that. You know, he's not buried. So he's a hurry-up back and the 3-down back, and Bucky Irving caught the balls because of what?
Bro, I'll tell you what. I don't want to take your I don't want to take your $1,000. Okay. B, I don't accept challenges on principle, like money for money challenges, because I would be sitting here all day having people try and challenge everything. So I just don't do it. But what I do sometimes when someone says something outlandish is you tell me what I need to write on my arms in marker, and I'll do a whole live stream. Whether it's your name, I'll say Steven was right. I'll write whatever you want. You come in and make a what you believe to be a modest super chat if you're wrong. Okay? Well, 50 receptions.
I mean, you can say my name. I'm just saying.
50 receptions.
Do you think Rashad White catches 50 balls? Yes,
no, I do not. He caught 51 balls last year, and he's getting phased out.
He caught 50 balls his first 3 years. You know,
no,
so
but he's getting. Okay, he's still going to be used. I've told you he's going to be a third down spot duty guy. He's going to be in there on partial third downs, not every third down. This is Bucky Irving's team. Bucky Irving is being handed the keys to the lineup.
We're not disputing that. The only thing I am saying is Rashad White's not theirs. That's what I'm saying.
Rashad White is not the future. Bucky is. They're easing Bucky into more work, whether you want to believe it or not. So, do you want to do the challenge? All right, Steven was right.
We're talking about this season. We're not talking about the future. We're talking about this.
I know exactly. Yeah. So, are we doing it? You drop a modest super chat. I will write Steven's right all over my arms, and I'll come in and I'll do a live stream.
What's the super chat? Am I getting your Venmo account, or I mean, like how do we do this?
Do you know how to super chat on the channel?
Yep.
Yeah, just drop a modest super chat to say, Smitty, I'm sorry. and I'll write, I'm sorry, Steve.
I thought we were making a bet on the super
No,
chat.
I just explained that. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I know you don't bet money.
It's not that I don't bet money. I don't bet money.
Remember, I did start off this conversation. I could be very wrong. I was just giving you the factors in here, and I could very well be wrong. But does Chase Brown have any of those factors, though?
Chase Brown, but I love. I'm the one that told everyone about Chase Brown last year. There wasn't an analyst out there higher on Chase Brown than me. So, like, you're You're almost barking up the wrong tree, like trying to pit me against Chase Brown by saying that I should.
No.
I
What
should
I'm
like.
trying to, like,
I love
I would
Chase
be more
Brown.
confident.
But Chase Brown. Chase Brown is a third rounder. Bucky's a second rounder, and so it's almost like you're trying to argue two different worlds that they never need to meet. They never need to collide. We don't need to cross street. Yeah. We can draft Chase Brown and Bucky.
I don't think they're that far apart, though. I mean, how far apart picks do you see? Like 5 at the most?
One's a third rounder, Steven. The other's a second rounder. So they're far enough apart.
Oh, that could be one pick.
We're drafting both of them. Rather than you tell me, hey, are you going to kick Chase Brown out of the house, Smitty? Like, I'm still his papa, and I'm not kicking him out. But it doesn't mean I can't house both of them. There's rooms for both of them. You know, Bucky gets the bigger room. Who cares? They're both living here.
I got you.
All right.
I was hoping you would say, I see those points. You were just kind of like insulting me, like, you were way out of line, pal. You were way out of line on that. And the facts are, Liam Cohen's not there. And coordinators matter. We know this. We talked about this. He's not there. What I do think Liam Cohen's going to help is Travis Etienne, though. And everyone thinks he's dead. So it takes Big B getting all the credit.
You're a very big underdog guy. I know, bro. I have a psych degree. I know you. You're like Ron. This is why I thought you sounded like Ron. You'll defend the underdog at any cost, bro. And I like that about you. It's a good quality in a person, by the way. But it's just like you can't let it cloud your fantasy judgment. And I feel like it at times might. I feel like part of your downfall in fantasy. Let me merge this call real quick. Part of his downfall in fantasy, downfall might be that you cling on to the principle of it instead of what's the likelihood of it to happen. Or you're rooting for JJ McCarthy because other people are doubting him and you want to get behind that train that has no evidence at all of being successful to the degree that you want it to be successful. Chase Brown fits that bill too. I hope you're an A-Chan supporter. He's an underdog.
Yeah, I'm a big time. Well, okay. I'm like a big Buckeye fan.
Did you want to before I move on to another caller, did you want to shit on Rashee Rice real quick?
No, I'm not arguing with everything you say, bro. I was just saying a few things. Like, there's no guarantee in fantasy football. My take is there's only 4, pretty much 12 players, and that's Bijan, the number 1 overall player, Jahmyr Gibbs, Justin Jefferson, and Jamar Chase. Anything after that, those are all unflappable players. And then there's things that we can all nitpick after that.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Steven. We'll see you back. I'm gonna write down. Let me see on the where are we gonna put this? Bucky Irving.
Rashad White. I'm sorry.
Okay.
50 balls.
Okay. I'm gonna write it on the board up here. Okay.
Rashad White, 50 balls. You're gonna drop a modest super chat of your choosing. If you're wrong, and if I'm wrong and he catches 50 balls, I'm going to write Steven is right. I'm sorry, Steven. I'm so sorry, Steven. Steven is the best. Okay, I'll write it all over. I'll do the whole show with that on my arm. So Steven says White.
I was just asking any of your callers chime in on this. I could be completely in the wrong. I just want to see if they see any other side of that. That's all.
They see any side of what? We love Chase Brown. That's the thing, is you saying something you trying to make me say something negative about Chase Brown isn't going to happen.
No.
Does the chat think that Rashad White's taking? Okay, but is Rashad White going to keep Bucky Irving out of the third down role? Let's see what the chat thinks. I almost guarantee you that you're going to get a very, very, very unfortunate answer.
And then I want you also put this in perspective. If Bucky happens to go down,
John Tucker goes to the moon.
Rashad, he's involved. But where I put Rashad White?
No, Rashad White's not the backup. Look, Steven. Rashad White's not the backup. Sean Tucker, if Bucky goes down, Sean Tucker goes in Bucky's role.
Yeah, Rashad White.
We'll get a little uptick in right. He'll get an uptick in usage, Rashad White, no doubt. But Sean Tucker will go to them. Sean Tucker's the one that's in line to be it's not always the guy that's in the third down role that's on the field more. The backup is sometimes the person sitting on the bench, ice cold, and the injury strikes. They come out of the bullpen, they go straight in, and Rashad White, who's been there all season, doesn't get the shot.
Yeah.
And not to mention, again, Rashad White is so pissed off about his role with the team, you've already lost this bet. Because he's not going to probably replicate last year. He's so pissed off about the conversations he's had. He's gone out on social media and said, I'm done. I'm out of Tampa Bay. This is my last year. He's so upset.
Well, I think, and this is where I think he's going to compete. Like, Bucky's
but underdog.
compelling him to compete more.
This is underdog story again. Underdog Steven. Okay.
Remember, I said the conversation is, he needs to hurry up back and third down back, and he's going to catch 50 balls.
All right. Thank you, Steven. Go get your Rashad White jersey before they no longer sell them. All right, later, bro.
I'll get that super chat ready.
Yeah, do it. Okay, 970 caller, then 419 after that. 970, you're live. It's like taking a dump.
Hey, what's up, man? I just had a question for Steven. He's talking about JJ McCarthy and his upside. Drake May's going one pick before him, right in the same range, and I just have to argue that Drake May's upside is way better than McCarthy.
Absolutely.
The only time you should be taking McCarthy there is if you're doing some kind of Jay Jettis stack
experiment.
Or stack, I'm sorry, what?
I said the only time. Oh, hold on, let me merge this call. I was saying the only time you should take JJ McCarthy is if you're doing an experiment or something. But go ahead.
Yeah, you're stacking with Jay Jettis or something. No, that's all I had to say. He asked Chad if anyone had anything to say, so I wanted to call in and give my opinion on it.
Look, I know Sick Nasty loves JJ McCarthy, and JJ McCarthy, I've never once, and I say this all the time, I've never once called him a bust.
Yeah.
I just think that it is really, really hard to expect him without ever doing anything yet. This is like his rookie year. Is he taking mental reps? Sure. But this is his rookie year. You expect him to walk in and throw 35 touchdown passes? I don't think so. I just don't think it's going to happen. And you can't just throw a grandma or throw you or I into the Viking system and we just become a magical, monster. It's not, they've gotten lucky and done good with what they've been given, but McCarthy is what he is. He's a game manager. He is a player that could walk in and orchestrate and learn, but he's going to make tons of mistakes and he's going to have growing pains. And this team has already made it very clear they're cautiously approaching it at the very least, even if they're all in at the end of the day, and they seem to be going in that direction, no doubt. They got no other option, right? But they would not shut the door on Aaron Rodgers. Would they have done that if they had if they had no doubts? Having doubts is why they entertained it. They didn't shut the door. They kind of sat there. They weren't sure what to make of the Aaron Rodgers situation. I like J.J. McCarthy as a leader, and I like him as a character guy. And I think if you put him in the right system, and Minnesota might be that system for him long term, he's not going to produce 4,800 yards and 40 touchdowns. He'll be lucky to throw 25 touchdowns this year, maybe. He'll be lucky to have 3,600 yards. And I'm not saying that he can't look like the future quarterback there, and look kind of like a Geno Smith in time or something like that. But this is not a top 7 quarterback in the National Football League. There's no room for that. Those spots are seats are taken.
Absolutely not.
Seats taken.
Yeah. Yeah,
all
that's all I had to call, so I appreciate it, man.
All right, later, bro. 419, then over to 443. 419, you're live. And then I got these 2 super chats, one from BBQ. Actually, hold on one second. Can you just wait 1 second? Let me get these super chats out of the way. We got 4 super chats. I'll roll through them really fast. Tony, appreciate Tony's message. Tony says, no question, just love for Smitty and this community. Thank you, Tony, for the $5 hauler. You're absolutely amazing, helping keep the lights on. My boy. And then we got this one right here from, it's a $10 hauler. $10 haulers give Mars shots. Thank you, kind sir. Smitty asked you about my London Rice cross key merit. I know you told me to stand down pat. I'm the one that called in that traded T and 2 first-rounders for Hunter. I know I overpaid, took a lap. Should I try Hunt for Rice? Should I try Hunter? Okay, Hunter for Rice. I love Travis Hunter. That ranking that we did earlier was not a Dynasty ranking. This one right here. If this was Dynasty, you would have Travis Hunter in the mix right next to BTJ. And Rice would probably fall in line right with them. I believe that you're... Oh, man. I believe I'd rather have Rice than Hunter. But that could very, very quickly change, and I want you to know that, and I don't want you to be upset if later you hear me touting the value that is Travis Hunter. But you got to almost take Rice right now. So, yes, I probably would, but it could very, very, quickly change, and Travis Hunter's got the capability of being wide receiver 15 in fantasy for years and years to come, or number 5. If anybody thinks that Travis Hunter can't be the 5th or 6th or 7th best receiver in this league, year over year, even with BTJ being 7, 8, 9, like BTJ and Travis Hunter might rotate from year to year, one being 5, one being 10, one being 10, one being 5. Don't think for a second that BTJ is going to trump Travis Hunter every season. It might be a rotation. I think the chat would probably agree they'd rather have Rice. I'd rather have Rice this year, obviously. And then I think because of that, I'm going to lean toward Rice and just say, Travis Hunter catching up is still a lot of things have to happen. So my unbiased take would be get Rice, even though I love mother freaking Travis Hunter, bro. Love him. I just think he's just the best. Can you show the bold predictions board? Also, is it $50 super chat? I can't show the bold prediction board up here because I can't get the camera up to read it all. But yeah, $50 bold prediction. I'll put your prediction on the list, and the winner gets to co-host a show on the phone line for an entire show. And I'll give you a membership to the fantasyfootballshow.com or a Patreon, handful of months of Patreon for free. Maybe I'll even give you a year's worth of Patreon. Or I don't know what we're going to do on that. There'll be some prizes involved, but the co-hosting of a show, anybody that wins the $50 bold prediction. So what it is you drop a $50 super chat, you put your bold prediction in it. I get up and I write it on the board, and the winner will read them all off at the end of the year. Will get the prize and co-host the show, etc. Thank you for that, my good sir. Curious how the new contract signings for Wilson and soon Kyron will affect ADP. Certainly will have both of them climbing because people will be talking about them. No doubt about it. Kyron will climb to the 2-3 turn instead of being in the 3-4 turn. And Garrett Wilson's already climbing. I've seen it, but hopefully he doesn't climb into round 2. He just climbs to the top of 3 instead of the middle of 3. That's kind of the early signs. $5 hauler from Coble. Smitty, how far are we reaching for Samson now? People are already reaching. Glad I already have 70% exposure on Underdog. That's because we've been telling you about Samson all offseason over Judkins.
Let's go, mashed potatoes!
Yeah, buddy.
Especially at cost of entry, you know what I'm saying? I think like anywhere in the 13-14 territory for now, Coble, and then we talk about it. He was 17-18, now he's 13-14-15. Let's kind of take it as it comes. But right now, I'm Smitty approving anything down to 13 easily, okay? And then we'll address it once I see him climbing higher. All right, 4-1-9, then 4-4-3 after that. 4-1-9, you're live. What's your name?
What's up, Smitty? My name's Bryson from Ohio.
What's up, Bryson?
So I actually do not agree about that Bucky thing at all with Steven. I actually have him ranked at number 3 behind Gibbs and Bijan.
I don't blame. He's a monster.
He
could be the number 1 running back in fantasy football. I mean, his profile that I got right here proves that. His profile is number 1 in the NFL in yards after contact per attempt, which is probably the best stat period for running backs. The forced missed tackles is unreal. Number 4 is insane. And the yards per route run, number 6, these numbers are asinine. And the fact that he's one of the most crafty, runners in the game and dynamic in pass catching, And you know, Steven seemed to think I was saying that Rachaad White wasn't going to like hit the field. That's not the case. His 50 receptions probably goes down to 30 or 40 or 35 or 32 or whatever. They're still going to use Rachaad White. He'll be out there. He is a good catching running back, but they're clearly moving on and transitioning to full Bucky Irving. And you got to remember that Bucky Irving, the reason Rachaad White got 50 balls is because he was on the field a lot more. Look at Rachaad White getting 9 carries in week 1, 7, 9. These are red line numbers. 10 is a yellow. He's kind of borderline there. 9, 14, 9, 9, 7, 13, 12. It wasn't until week 13. You start giving Bucky all of this work right here. Now all of a sudden, all this is greened out, and Rachaad White's on the field a whole lot less. He can't do what he did last year. So getting 51 receptions last year, that prediction is as good as done. Unless Bucky were to get hurt or something. He's literally already lost it because Rachaad White's going to be on the field a lot less because Bucky didn't get run until week 13. And he's such a good receiving back. Like, this is going to be, this is wild to me.
Yeah. So, also the main thing I came here to say was, I agree with your tier 1 and tier 2 wide receiver list, but I swapped a few things in tier 3. Like, so, I have Nico. Yeah,
Sure.
So I have Nico, at the top, then I have Amon-Ra, then BTJ, then
Sure.
I don't have Puka on there at all. I actually have Garrett Wilson above Puka.
Yeah. And we know we didn't even put Garrett Wilson on this yet. Garrett Wilson, where would I slot Wilson? I would probably say Garrett Wilson goes. He's such a good player this year. He's so underrated. I'd probably say Garrett Wilson goes right here. I would say next on this list, but capable of climbing all the way to the top 5. So I would say I would probably, as much as I would draft, or I don't even know if I just don't think I'm drafting Puka Nacua, and I'm just drafting Garrett Wilson later. You know, it's all about cost of entries to me, and it's like I don't draft Garrett Wilson where Puka's getting drafted. Make that point abundantly clear. But I am drafting Garrett Wilson later at cost and drafting RB instead of Puka or whatever, or drafting another receiver. So I agree with you. He's right here. Puka is such an injury concern, on top of Adams taking a lot of the touchdown volume, on top of the fact that, you know, it's just there's going to be less footballs to go around for a player that has still yet to crack 10 total touchdowns. He's only scored 9 touchdowns in 28 games. Marvin Harrison Jr. had 8 last year. Tucker Kraft, the tight end for the Packers, had 7 touchdowns. Puka's had 9. He had 7 touchdowns last year. So, you know, to imagine Puka becoming a touchdown machine this year with Adams in town, I don't know. I'm with you on that. I'm not taking him completely off the board. I'm not saying don't draft him. I'm just saying I don't draft him at the current cost of entry. And if I have him in Dynasty, I'm selling him for Garrett Wilson type moves, even if I can get more, and I hope I can. MHJ, get more, sure. Go trade Nacua for Hunter, get more, absolutely. Get more if you can. Always try and get more. Anything else?
Yeah, so that's all. I was just also wondering if you were doing a draft tonight.
Probably. I should be back. Yes, I should be back. I can't promise it because we've had a morning video drop. We've done 4 live streams today. This is the 4th.
Yeah. All right.
But I should be back. Yeah. What do I look like? An a-hole? I should be back. Yeah.
All right.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
Well, thank you.
Later.
Yeah. Bye.
2 super chats here. Let me merge this call. Let me get these 2 super chats. If everybody on the phone line can mute real quickly. Next up will be the 443 caller, but just hang tight for me real quick. $50 hauler. Bold prediction. This one's from Blanco, dropping the $50 wad on screen.
$50. Give me $50 hauler. Got that bottle, brother Smitty. Give me 50.
New Age Outlaw dropping 20 gifted memberships.
$50. Give me $50 hauler. Got that bottle, brother.
Thank you, New Age Outlaw. Thank you, Blanco. Blanco's bold prediction, full PPR. Ricky Pearsall, top 10 wide receiver on the season. Number 8 finished to be hyper specific. Love the show, Smitty. Keep it up. So number 8 wide receiver. That's bold, bro. Ricky Pearsall, top 8. You land that, you're gonna win. And just to be clear, if you maybe miss by a draft slot,
it's not like you're not gonna. We're gonna obviously give you credit. This is from. We're obviously gonna want to keep you. This is Blanco, $50 prediction. Ricky Pearsall, number 8. That's fantastic. If I disagree with it, that's bold as hell. This is what's today's date? Today is the 14th. So 7, 14. Blanco. Pearsall, top 8. All right, you got it in there. All right, 4-4-3 or 4, whatever. Go ahead, you're live.
What's up, Smitty? This is Nick from Baltimore.
What's up, Nick? Thank you, Blanco. What's up, Nick?
I got a trade in my inbox that I haven't accepted yet, and I know that it's like for the trade is Genty for 2 firsts and Pacheco and a 3rd. But I wanted to ask you if it's in Dynasty. What you thought about it? Because
there's picks involved.
I'm out of a startup, and I'm like,
yeah, there's picks involved, so it's definitely Dynasty. Okay, where are these picks going to be at roughly, just so I can either smash this button right here, or Gronk smash the same button. I got my finger on one button right here.
They're 2027 and 2028.
I know, but what is the likelihood of their finish? Is it the 1.1? Is it middle round? Is it completely unsure? It looks like decent.
Probably like early middle.
So here's what I would send them. I'm gonna press something here at 1 hour and 17 minutes and 17 seconds. You send them this clip right here.
You are offer sex. You are trade offer sex.
I'm not doing that trade. Hell no, bro. Imagine if one of these picks is like 7. You give up Ashton Genty for a 7, and then you're just hoping the next year you get like a 3 or a 2, and you know what I mean? Like, Genty's the guy, bro. I wouldn't trade Genty for 3 first rounders. You know? You got the man.
Yeah.
You got the man with the master plan. Just let it happen. Just sit back and let it happen, bro. This is somebody needs to log you out of your fantasy app and not allow you to even touch the team anymore, because I'm afraid you're going to trade Genty. Maybe you need to we need to have Gump take your password away from you. You got to run everything through Gump. Have a handler, a fantasy handler. Yeah, don't trade him, bro.
All right, man. Well,
stand down.
Well, I mean, appreciate that. I think that all your stuff has been really good as far as Dynasty goes, and I appreciate you dropping that code every once in a while, letting people know.
Yep.
And
I've
been digging into that a lot. So
all right, my boy. We'll see you later. Call back if you got another one later. Smitty, guys, please vote Hunter for Rice and a first. So you get Rice and a first round for Hunter. I definitely do that. Would I give up Hunter and a first for Rice? Probably not. Just to clarify in case you got that backwards, but I'm definitely taking Rice. But chat, if you want to vote on that, Hunter or Rice in a first rounder, I'm pretty sure the chat's going to smash the Rice side of that trade. All right, let me go over to the phone line where we've got Scott. Scott, you're live, then Gump. Scott, go ahead.
Okay, A.J. Brown. 3 years ago, 1480, 11 touchdowns. 2 years ago, 1450 and 7. Last year, if you extrapolate out his 13 games to 17, he's at 14, 20, and 10. Now, what I can't understand, and he's 28, he's still in his prime. I'm trying to figure out why he isn't a top 10 wide receiver.
Well, I mean, I don't believe that losing
a years of 1,400 double-digit touchdowns. He's a lock for him.
I don't believe that losing a coordinator is going to be good for him. I also believe that the knee injuries concern me and will eventually take him out. And this is just one of those wide receivers that I feel more comfortable drafting another player than getting on the train maybe the last ride. Because he is 28 years old. And 28 is a year where you could see decline for a wide receiver, especially with knee issues and all that. And on top of that, you know, Hurts has looked pretty suspect.
He hasn't even turned 28 yet.
I'm sorry, what?
He's still 20. He's still 27, I believe. I think he turns 28 at the end of the month. He's just getting there.
He's 28 right now, my guy.
Is he already turned?
Yeah,
I didn't think he had.
He turned 28. He missed his birthday. You don't even know when his birthday is, Scott. I mean, look, am I somebody that thinks that he is trash if he's healthy? No, but I mean, Jalen Hurts struggled in a major fashion throwing the ball last year. Jalen Hurts was not good throwing the ball at all. I mean, he was. You could label Jalen Hurts' passing. You could label Jalen Hurts' passing as almost trash last year. It was bad. And he still scores godly amounts of fantasy football points because he runs so well. And the tush push did not get banned, so he's still going to ball out. But lose your coordinator. A.J. Brown's reading books on the sideline.
His targets went down. That's the best thing that could ever happen to him.
Okay. He missed time, obviously. So you gotta take into account, my boy, that you know, at 28 years of age, missing games and having to come in and say, if he didn't get hurt last year, he can extrapolate his 13 games. This is a player that has significant knee issues and concerns. This is a guy that needs the touchdown volume, and I just don't know how it's going to look this year under a new coordinator. They took a step backwards the last time they lost their coordinator, and now they're going to be a team that might have to rely heavily on running the ball and defense. I just don't know that we know what we're going to see. So there's nothing wrong with liking a Garrett Wilson. Nothing wrong with liking a Garrett Wilson or a Nico Collins or whatever. You're cooking the cook. Okay, but that's where it becomes a problem. How do you rank him as a top 10 wide receiver if we've got all those players sitting there? And it's understandable and a struggle to say, do we put A.J. Brown or do we not put A.J. Brown here? But I'm not putting A.J. Brown ahead of these guys. I'm just not. I'm not saying he's not right there, right next to him on the right side, that he wouldn't be the first person out of the bullpen. I don't know. But I'm not ranking him ahead of these guys.
It takes a lot to have.
Why is your voice so high, Scott? Calm down. Calm down.
It takes a lot for a guy to hit 1,410.
I hear Scott. I already heard. Scott, you just said this. Let me merge. Let me merge New Age in here. Hold on. New Age Outlaw in the building. New Age Outlaw. Hang one second, New Age. Go ahead, Scott. Finish your comment, Scott, and then I'm going to go over to New Age Outlaw.
I'm done.
All right.
I'm done.
Okay.
Later.
Smitty. His voice gets so high when he's scared. Gump, hang one moment here. New Age Outlaws on the line. I'm sorry, but New Age, you're live. What's up, my pal? Appreciate your gifted memberships. Everybody drop a cowboy emoji that is New Age Outlaws emoji. Appreciate you. Go ahead and let me know. What's up? What's up, New Age?
Okay, this is what I was wondering on that idiot Judkins or whatever. Does it, if he doesn't sign his rookie contract, is he still part of the NFL? So can the NFL still punish him if he doesn't sign it? If he didn't sign it?
Well, you know that that's a technicality that we probably have to dig into. But the great, let me merge this call. Hold on. It's definitely a great question, and the answer is probably they can do something that isn't docking pay or anything because he's not under contract, but there could be something that they could do that would make it impossible for him to be in the league. You know what I mean? But yeah, no, what ends up happening is if he ends up not getting signed, and like I said on the earlier show, Roger Goodell might be like this. Hey, Nancy, get the Browns on the line for me. Browns. Yeah, this is Roger Goodell. You are not to sign Judkins to a contract. Let me just tell you that right now. Do not do it. Don't test me. Bye. And then now Roger Goodell gets to go. I get to wait. I don't need to make any decisions. And why would he want to do that? For a lot of reasons. Number one, just to kind of distance himself. Number two, he would want to do that because let me merge this call real quick. Number two, he would want to do that because it also allows him not to under-discipline. Remember Ray Rice got disciplined and then it wasn't enough and then they had to rediscipline him. There's that kind of scare and concern. Over-disciplining someone and then under-disciplining. And then having to react too early and then not having to react and then they can react appropriately later. So it's hard to say. Let's ask Kruger. I can't guarantee that Kruger is going to have the answer on this. Kruger, Quinshon Judkins, the rookie running back for the Cleveland Browns, he got arrested for domestic violence and battery, and he has yet to sign his rookie contract. If, in fact, he hasn't signed his rookie contract yet, can the NFL, if they wanted to, discipline him anyway or prevent him from entering the league? How would that look? He may or may not know.
Quinshon Judkins hasn't signed his rookie contract yet. The NFL can still take disciplinary action under their personal conduct policy. This could mean suspension or fines even before he officially enters the league. So the NFL definitely has the authority to act on this.
How could you fine somebody if they're not yet under contract, though?
Player hasn't signed a contract, they wouldn't be subject to fines in the traditional sense.
He just said they would.
But the NFL could still impose disciplinary measures like suspensions, which would affect his eligibility to play once he does sign. Essentially, they can set conditions that we'll see officially join.
Okay, so what he's trying to say, I think, and I knew I'd sometimes I have to re-ask him because I don't believe the answer, and then he's like, yeah, of course you can't find somebody, even though he just said it. But I think what he's trying to say is that they can impose something that's in place for when he, jumps in. Like, hey, he's going to be fined. The moment he signs, he loses money. There's probably something along those lines. But they could impose something, I believe he's right, in that would not allow him to play even when he enters or signs. But it's a great point, and it's maybe one of those things that allows the league some breathing room, to say, hey, we're not going to do anything until this plays out longer, but if you don't sign him, you can treat it like that.
Okay, that's all I had. It makes perfect sense. So.
It's a great question. A great question. Leave it to New Age Outlaw to ask such a great question. New Age, appreciate you, my boy.
All right, y'all have a good one. Stay loose.
Later. Stay loose. Stay liquid.
Later.
Gumpy, finally, Gumpy, you're live.
I was just wondering. We do have. I was just wondering. Not wandering, but wondering. If I win the bet with Goff against Bo Nix, what am I supposed to do?
We go over this all the time. First of all, you owe me a bucket of chicken. Have you learned how to super chat?
We don't know that.
Have you learned how to super chat yet?
We'll get there. We got a lot of stuff. So Alice went to the hospital today. We're all holding her breath right now because she might have to go back into surgery. That's my nephew's wife. So we're all on edge over here.
Prayers
we're
up.
all on edge.
Okay.
Prayers up. Allison, she's going. What?
Prayers up on that. Everybody drop a prayer emoji for Gumpy and his family. Second of all, I'll try not to yell at you since you're going through something. If, in fact, whoever wins this through week 17, I think we said we're going to use the Marsman scoring that I have. There's a Marsman. Okay. So we're using Marsman scoring. Whatever quarterback through week 17 scores more, they win. Win. And so I would write Gump all over my arm.
No, I don't want that. I don't want
that. No. Oh, I know what it was. You were going to be able to debut your song. You were going to drop it.
No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that either.
What do you mean? You can't change the terms of a of actual
I want
challenge,
you to
Gump.
wear, every time you talk about golf, you got to wear the Detroit Lions hat.
I don't have a Detroit Lions hat, and
I'll send you one.
Well,
I'll send you one. Don't worry about it. Forget about it. I'll send you one.
Gump. You can't change the terms of a challenge.
Come on.
No,
that's
no.
Fair.
The terms were that you get to debut your
must be
song.
scared. You must be
I'll tell you
scared
what.
not to wanna
I'll
wear
tell you
the
what,
hat.
Gump. I'll tell you what. You make a Lions song, and every time I talk about golf, I will hit a button that plays your jingle.
No, I want you to wear the Lions hat.
Okay, I gave you.
Finish him. Call.
I can't handle it. It's like my 4-year-old. You just don't. You can't hear no. You can't. You just want your way. Elgin, you're live.
Hey, how you doing, Smitty?
What's up?
Quick question though. So I got the first pick, but this is not the question. It's gonna be between Bijan and Gibbs. But if you had these 3 players come back to you, Rice, Marvin Harris, and Bucky, what are the 2 players you pick?
Bucky, because I think Rice has a better shot in a grandma environment. And I'm not saying your league's bad. I'm just saying non-best ball. Okay, work league, buddy league, whatever. And Edna's league, it doesn't matter. If it's not underdog best ball, Rice has a very strong shot at being top of round 3. So you're saying you have the first picks, you have the 25 and 24 back to back then, so you can take both of them. Or
No. I got the first pick. No, I got the first pick overall.
Right. So you should have the 20.
Right. I got you. Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you take Rice and Bucky? Take them both?
Yeah. I'm just saying because I know. I think Marvin Harris going. I think he's gonna Kirk. I think he's gonna beat out too though this year.
Okay. So I'm locking Bucky. I personally would take Rashee Rice.
Rashee Rice. Okay.
Yeah. But look, I love MHJ too. This is also a player that's a 3rd round wide receiver 1 in fantasy that you can get in the 3rd round, trapped in the 3rd round. But I do lean Rice.
Right.
But you're not wrong, bro. If your gut tells you go MHJ, don't let anybody, including me, stray you away from going MHJ. If you think he's going to be that good, don't worry about what I love MHJ. So you're not going to get take a lap from me. If you took Garrett Wilson over MHJ and Rice, you wouldn't get a lap from me. I love all 3 of them.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Am I taking Rice?
Yeah.
I am, but that's me.
Yeah. Okay. And like you said, so what about Gibbs and Bijan? You just doing both and both, huh? You give one lead and the other lead?
If push comes to shove, Bijan, because everything about his situation is either improved or stayed greatly in amazingly the same. There's not anything about his situation has gone down. Whereas Gibbs, he's lost his offensive coordinator. They've lost 2/5 of the offensive line. It's a big deal.
Yeah.
And there's just, I'm not saying Gibbs won't survive that. I'm just saying there is some negatives. Whereas
Bijan is the safest.
He just feels like feels like the safest, man. He's and then there's the picture.
I got you.
The picture is it's hard not to let this photo influence you. Let me see if I can find it real quick. It's just, it's a little bit, do I even have it anymore? Might be in might have texted it to myself to get it onto my computer. Maybe it's hold on. Look.
Bijan.
Yeah, the photo. It's
photo. Yeah. Well, Christian McCaffrey. I've seen it. Yeah. Oh yeah. He like he about to have a monster season though, man. Yeah. So I think I'm leaning Bijan though, like you said though. Yeah. All right then, Smitty. You have
all right, Elgin.
Night, man.
All right, appreciate you, Elgin.
All right.
Later, bro. All right, last caller of the night, 204. You're live. We'll be back tonight. Don't worry. 204. Go ahead. You're live.
What's up, Smitty? I was on hold there for a while, so
yeah, I'm sorry, bro.
Bear with me here for a sec.
Yeah,
it's all good, man.
Who is this, and where are you calling from?
No. Nick calling from Canada again.
Oh, Canada. Oh, I'm sorry, bro. You should have told me you're from Canada. I'm sorry. I don't want you to have it.
If it's too loud, let me know.
It is loud.
I already got that upgraded phone plan.
Okay, we'll bear with you.
I'm right on the side of the road there.
Okay, go ahead. Try. We'll try hearing you.
I just had to call in because I do disagree with your McCarthy take. You called him a game manager. I disagree with that. I think if you look back at it, when was the last time Michigan has had a pass-first offense? And Kevin O'Connell, I think he could turn any quarterback into a star, especially if you look at what he did the last 2 times. He's even made, what's his name? The bald guy with no eyebrows. Made him good. I'm a Steelers fan. I should know this. Yeah. So I think that he has had his choice of quarterbacks in the draft first round. I think he's gonna ball out this year. I don't think you definitely need to take him over Drake Maye, but I am high on him too. I think I'm high on both those guys. So I just want to know what your opinion is on that. Can't remember what else I had to say, but I think that's pretty much it.
Well, I mean, I don't look. Your take wasn't aggressive. I'm not gonna yell and scream at you like the other guy was. Just like you're failing to, you're failing to understand, and he was trying to fantasy explain me. Like the way you approach it, I'm fine with it, and I'm okay with if you feel differently about a player. It's all about your approach. But I would say this to you. I would say that the arguments that Michigan wasn't pass heavy is not a real good excuse for why I can't call him a game manager, because at Michigan, he was a game manager. He was asked to be the game manager, just like Herbert is asked to be the game manager. So what you're trying to tell me is maybe JJM is like in Herbert's situation, a better quarterback. There's a governor put on him. He can't really do what he wants to do. And I understand your take if you believe that that's what's happening. For me, I've never seen him not be a game manager. If he's not a game manager, if he is a game manager every time I see him play, how am I supposed to know that he can be anything other than that? And just because I agree. Just because they've been able to pull a lot out of quarterbacks that they've specifically gone after that they know can at least throw downfield, I don't know that makes, in my opinion, JJ McCarthy just translate, because they've done it before, bro. I mean, Shane Steichen is turned Jalen Hurts into a monster. Shane Steichen hasn't done shit since. Dable turned Josh Allen into an amazing quarterback. He hasn't done crap since. So I don't know that you're going to absolutely always get this result every single time. Let's take this guy, throw him in. Let's take this guy and throw him in. And I do believe the fact that they haven't rushed right to McCarthy and said, this is our guy. We drafted him. He's our starter. They don't even talk about it. That tells me they're a little unsure. And they kept the door open for Aaron Rodgers coming into Minnesota to play over JJ McCarthy. And to me, that's a problem. Doesn't mean he can't play well.
I have a few rebuttals. So the first one is you look at that Michigan team, like who's their best receiver? Roman Wilson? What do you think they're going to do?
I get that.
They're going to run the ball.
Okay, and I get that. And my rebuttal to your rebuttal is that still doesn't give me evidence that he can do it. Just because there's evidence, just because it lacks the situation for your end result that you're predicting to play out, doesn't mean that it still can happen. It's almost like saying, I don't know. It's like saying, trying to think of the best example, but you can't just tell me that there's gold there because, hey, Smitty, he didn't get a chance to walk in front of a bucket of gold. So I'm just supposed to assume he's got it. He found a way to go get it. I just don't get it. I don't get how that has anything to do with it.
Just everything I've heard from even guys who coached him when he was younger and stuff, they all say he was super smart and he's really talented. I just think that he wasn't put in the best situation to show.
All quarterbacks that make that, and that they're talented. They're all talented.
And I keep holding on to that one preseason game that he played. You can't say that's not an impressive drive. He steps in there. He threw that deep touchdown. I think it was to Naylor over the shoulder. The guy has some zip on his passes. He's athletic. I think he has the ability, and he's in the right situation. How are you going to be just a game manager when you've got Jetta running down the field, Jordan Addison, Hawkinson, dump off pass to
Well,
Aaron Jones.
I'll give you
it's
one
an explosive offense.
I'll give you one strong answer. Sam Darnold's crumble, his unraveling. We do know that a quarterback can have bad performances and unravel in an environment that's surrounded by JJ and all that production and the offense. So we know it's possible. It's not like they have undefeated success. So do I think that JJ McCarthy will play like Darnold at his worst, or Darnold at his best, or Darnold somewhere in between? I think it's somewhere in between, especially his rookie year. Now, I could be wrong. He could be some marvel. But again, just letting you know, you have zero evidence. You only have there's nothing going against him doing it, but there's certainly nothing going for him to do it. You saying, oh, they had Roman Wilson, or oh, they were more of a run-heavy team. You're correct. Those things don't rule out the idea that he could be a gunslinger, but you have zero evidence that he is. That's the problem.
Okay, I agree. I see your point, and honestly, I probably agree with it, but I think you also come from more of a best ball perspective.
Oh, I don't.
More of a dynasty player.
Nope.
No?
My biggest ties are dynasty. My whole website for 23 plus years of dynasty, and to be honest with you, best ball. We do talk a lot of best ball, but as soon as the season begins, it's all non-best ball. It's all super chats and start bench and trade questions and all. So I will have a dynasty higher, lower segment for sure, and we'll do some drafting at night.
Yeah,
absolutely, for best ball. But that doesn't mean that my thinking at all changes much. The only thing that best ball does, because the teams are already drafted, like once the teams are all drafted and it's set in stone, my week-to-week analysis is still going to help anybody that's not playing best ball. If they're playing regular fantasy, and we're done with the best ball drafting once the season begins. But anyway, go ahead.
Right, I got you. I'm new. I'm sort of new to the channel. It's my first
right.
year following.
I appreciate you.
I'm not. But yeah, no, and I'm not saying like I like him better than Maye or anything like that. I think at the cost where he goes, he's going around a lot of older quarterbacks who have a cap ceiling. I think that it's like a decent bet to bet on the guy who's like in such a good offense. And I mean, I would rather lose on that bet than.
Are we talking Superflex? Because in Superflex, I could understand it.
In Superflex, yeah.
Okay, but in
Superflex,
but in non-Superflex, I would never start him. Never.
No, well, yeah, non-Superflex, I'd probably, I wouldn't even. Yeah, he'd be on my bench. But
okay, so I feel like
I think he's a good gamble.
I just feel like it's such a long drug. We drug out the argument so much for somebody that's not even. We're all admitting is not good enough to be a 1 QB starter. So like we're pulling
right now. We don't know yet though.
Well, all I know is I want Josh Allen, I want Lamar Jackson, I want Jaden Daniels. No particular order. I'm kind of going down ADP. Jalen Hurts, Joe Burrow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mahomes, Baker, Kyler, Bo Nix, Justin Fields, Dak Prescott. That's 11. That's 11 quarterbacks. Herbert, Penix Jr. I mean, Cam Ward. We're getting to like 14, 15 overall.
Like, see, but I don't understand why you have like Penix over JJ McCarthy. I mean, aside from seeing what he did in like 2 games at the end of the year last year, I don't know. I'm not that bought into.
Well, I mean, that's why we play the game, my boy. that's why when Scott Hansen came on.
You think Penix is out there?
You sure? Penix versus JJM all day long.
See, I think that's where my comp kind of comes in. Like I like Penix too, but I just don't know. I see it the same way, where it's like we've seen a little bit of Penix and he's been good, and we're in the little we've seen of him. But we also had McCarthy who beat him in the college playoff final. So not that he threw the ball a ton, but
why we play the game, my boy.
Lose, so
why we play the game? All right, I gotta go. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you for calling in. We'll be back.
Okay, thanks for having me on.
All right,
appreciate it.
All right, we're done with the phone calls, and I believe I've answered all the super chats. Thank you, Arthur, Blanco, Coble, Blanco again. Blanco with the $50 hauler. Blanco, I got you up on the board there. Arthur, Tony, appreciate Tony. Thank you for the love, pal. BBQ, New Age with the gifted memberships. If BBQ dropped someone, I didn't see it. I apologize. BBQ again, Caleb, Freezy, and Jonathan. And just let me check the gifted memberships. I'm pretty sure, yeah, New Age dropping 20 of them. What a monster. Thank you. Appreciate you all. BBQ says, let's talk kickers. All right. I'll be back tonight. Don't forget, I'm going to be on the Patreon right now. The Patreon live chat group is amazing. It's 365, 24/7 live chatting. I'm dropping it right there. The link that's pinned in the live chat is for the drafts tonight. So make sure you click that link that I've pinned in the live chat. It's in the description of the video. The code is Smitty. The link that I just dropped now that I'm going to replace said pinned link with. So make sure you click that underdog link first. If I replace it and you can't find it, just go to the description of the video. You'll see the underdog fantasy link. It gets you 50% match on your first deposit, all the way to $1,000. We'll be jumping into a draft tonight. If I do come back, and I'm about 90% sure I will. So we'll be back tonight. Appreciate all of you. Don't forget to get on over to the Patreon. The Patreon link I'm going to pin right this second, right now. This is a 365, 24/7 live chat group. Okay, get in. There you go. I'm going to go in there right now, and I'm actually going to answer. I got one more super chat here from Fitzy. Fitzy says Burrow and 26 second. Burrow in a 26 second for Mahomes and Sampson 10-team league. I like Burrow a tiny bit more than Mahomes, and as much as I do really love Mahomes as a 1 to 5 quarterback, I think Burrow is also 1 to 4, 1 to 5 quarterback. I'd probably say, chat, wouldn't you say we just keep Burrow? I think we just keep Burrow here. Smart play is keeping Burrow, but let's see what the chat thinks. I love Mahomes. Buy Mahomes. I just think you should get a lot more than, and I love Sampson, but I don't know, bro. You got to get more. The market commands it. You know, get tons more. Sampson's not enough. A second rounder, Sampson, like all that's not enough. You shouldn't even be giving up the second rounder, period. So no. Get into the live chat right now. I'm going to go in there and type, hey all. Hey everyone. Any post 8 p.m. show topics. So I'm in the live chat right now. Boom. Join me over there. Appreciate you all. See you tonight at 8 p.m. or sorry, midnight Eastern. I've been live so much. This is the 6th show today. The 6th show today. We had one upload in the morning, and this is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 5th live stream. 1, 2, 3. Maybe the 4th live stream, and then I'll do a 5th one tonight, and then the video upload. So 6 shows today. Live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. That's what this show is here, 8 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday. Additionally, I'm live whenever news breaks. We had 3 live breaking news shows today. Go watch them. Jauan Jennings. We had the other one on Judkins, and then, of course, the what was it? I'm blanking out on everything. Garrett Wilson contract, the Judkins news, the Jennings news, and then the Rashee Rice video here. And I'm live at midnight Eastern every single night practically. See you all tonight at midnight Eastern, most likely. Thank you. Thank you, Fitzy, for the super.